It's like American Graffiti, but set in the 80s instead of the 60s. Or like Dazed and Confused, except set in the 80s instead of the 70s. Or like Can't Hardly Wait, but set in the 80s instead of the 90s. Or like Superbad, except set in the 80s instead of 2007. Yeah, this movie's a little familiar to some other films. It's like Can't Hardly Wait, it has a sex scene that takes place in a bathroom. It has another film that spans, you know, the best night ever. You can predict this entire film by just reading the tagline. You have the lovable loser that just doesn't know what to do with his life, and the fat, dumb friend that provides most of the good humor in the film. This is gonna be the night. This is gonna be the night of his life. The night where everything changes. The night where he tells his high school crush that she was his high school crush. Exactly like the main character in Can't Hardly Wait. Ha! Dazed and Confused is actually one of my favorite movies of all time, like high up there. And I really love Can't Hardly Wait. I really like Superbad. American Graffiti, some other films that are really similar to this one. But I was excited for this film because I really, really like the cast. And it just looked pretty funny to me. I really like movies of this kind. I love when films span one night. That's awesome to me. I don't really get why. I just always really enjoyed that. I like movies that have interrelated characters. It's just like, if a movie has that, I'm just like, oh my gosh, this looks awesome. I really like Topher Grace. I love that 70s show. I like when Topher Grace is in movies, just regardless of what it is. I'm like, Topher Grace is in a movie. Cool. I really like Dan Fogler. I really liked Fanboys and some other stuff he was in. He's really funny. I really like Teresa Palmer. She's been in a lot of stuff lately, although this movie was filmed in 2007 and was apparently put on the shelf because of cocaine scenes. Okay. And I like Anna Faris. Sure, why not? I think this movie basically works because of them. Topher Grace and Dan Fogler, they have really good chemistry as buddies. And Topher Grace and Teresa Palmer have good chemistry. You know, it's that, you know, awkward, hey, I like you, but I don't want to scare you away thing. And the conclusion of the relationship, how they kind of close it off before the film ends, is really nice. It's really genuine. It's pretty... Okay, never mind, I'm not going to say realistic. Some up and down moments basically in every area of this film. One thing I noticed though is that it consistently gets better throughout the entire film. When it first started, I didn't really like it very much, primarily because I just didn't think it was funny. They kind of started off trying way too hard to score laughs, but ultimately the film has some really funny moments. Dan Fogler is hilarious in this movie, he just goes nuts. Topher Grace is really likable and charming in his role, you know, as that really cliche character. Anna Faris is pretty funny. Teresa Palmer's likable, you know, they all do a really good job. Stuck in a film that is afraid to do something that we haven't seen before, but it works here because there's just likability to this film, and it ultimately pulls off some really good dramatic scenes with some really great lines, you know, that people can really relate to and are really inspired, you know, about, you know, trying to figure out what you want to do in life and just getting out there after college and high school and all that crap. There are just a lot of really good scenes like that in this movie. Not all of the film works, basically, because yeah, some scenes are too cliched, and some scenes are, you know, just sequences that are there, you know, just to be crazy and, you know, dirty, and they just don't really work. Like the scene where the woman is trying to have sex with Dan Fogler and have, like, this French guy watch. It just served no purpose, and it wasn't funny. I recommend this film to people that like films of this type. Like, I expected to like this movie because I really like films of this type. You know, I love films that are similar to it, and I just love teen films. I love teen films that span one night. And this one worked for me. I thought it was pretty funny, I thought it was likable, I dug the message, and I thought the actors did really well. It's not perfect, there's a lot of flaws, but I did enjoy it. I left the theater smiling, that was a good time. You know, I'm not really going to remember it in a couple hours, but whatever. So, small recommendation. Pretty good, nothing great, but I think it's a good time. Yeah. Overall, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. And I'll probably be seeing The Adjustment Bureau tomorrow. Yeah, damn it.